Welcome back, we go on. So we did much but not enough, you know that, it's a long project. So we will try to make this windows in there. But before we do that we must be sure the rest is halfway good. Because we never can go back then. If you know what I mean. Good, all in all, we must first, this is too big here. When you look at the heli, that is much smaller than the top part. That means we take here background selection, B, box selection, select that all, S for scale, Z for the axis, and scale it down for such like that. Then we move them down, with hold and shift you can tweak that to perfect slide there. Then Alt A to deselect, then get that here, and with hold and shift again you can tweak how strong the effect should be. We see here 3 and we have here 4, so that must go up. And with hold shift, you know, good, that looks better. And then the next one is to make here the class in. You see it there, there's a class in. So that means when we open up here or there, then we will get that. That means when I make it here open X vertices, then you see it will open up there, and that can be this open place. So Control C to go back, but before we do that we have to copy that outward. So Shift D, duplicate, bring them out. Now you see we have here a round one like the original is. Now we can delete the original. So we can delete that face, that is open up now, and that is the fitting of that. This part should be class, and you know hopefully when we have class we have to extrude so that we have a thickness there. We should grab it to a correct position. Good. That should have a class, so L to select the whole object, go to material, get a plus, give here glass, and assign that. Good. We have that. It looks other than it will look later. Don't worry about that. Good. Save. Then we need to make here the windows. And for that we have to close that here incomplete. So that means we close that here with F. The next one with F. When you want to make it faster, mark that and mark the other one and bridge them. But I do it this way, F. It's like mental something, you know what I mean, hopefully. So we should take them out now. Shift D. That is this one. And something is here wrong. I see it from here. But that will look later. Alligator. So we delete them. Then we see here this line don't fits with them. So we mark them and delete them. and now we see we can connect them new. So from there to there, F, yeah, I've closed it. But we have to close it completely. That means here hit F, and then we have that here. It isn't sharp. Why? Because here is no mean grease. So we have to get this one and to select and give them a hard mean grease, and then it's good. In this case we need two of them because they are movable there. So Control R, make a middle loop in. I think we should separate it for the time we work on it. So with L we select that, P to separate the selection. Now it is a singular mesh. Move the pivot point to the object, set origin to geometry. The mirror modifier we don't need at the moment, so modifiers, mirror on the monitor, and then it's deactivated for the moment. So we have that. When it is closed, that is okay, that are two then. But when it is open up, then it is one only, and you can push them, and the other one comes behind them. So I think we make two versions, one with the closed one and one with the two guys in there. Good. So we need here windows in. First I make a copy of that, Shift D, and delete here the right side. So word selection, C, circle selection, delete words. Then we have to sharpen up this edge. Normally you can make it with loop, but we want to try that with mean grease, because it has good vibrations by all other things that we can do with them. Good. Control R, make it two loops. Scale X. That. Control R, two loops. Scale X. Good. Now we must open up and we must look how. Oh, this class is very high, less on the sides, less on the top and the bottom. Okay, so we do that. Then we open up here and delete with X these edges. And what we see, we don't have that before, so Control Z, go back, Control R, make a loop, bring it down. Thanks a lot, and delete now this edges with X. So now we have that look there, and when you control, it will control how round that is. You make that with the mean grease, but for that you must mark there more. Not that much, I must figure that out, which one we need really and which not. It's a new version, so it takes a little time. But only that you know it. It looks so, but when you get here up, then it will round up completely. So we can later control how round we will have it. Good. We need the classes inside, and that was the failure. No, we can handle that. Okay. So we close them again with F. That one, 2, and that one, 2. Why he don't close that? So then we get these 3 parts. or better we take the other with us. Yeah, maybe it's better. So F to close, F to close, F to close. Nicely. So now we can get them all and hit Shift D to bring them out. Then P to separate the selection. Now we can delete here these edges, and then we have the door and the class itself. The class itself, you know it from the model before. We set the origin to geometry. Normally we must apply that for the rotational scale. Then we need to make it thick, so we select all, extrude to the Y direction. So Y is round, because here are new edges now, because we made it in the depth. And that means we must increase them to sharpen that up. Good. And we now hit increase, then we have here the original one, like it should. Good. We have both of them. We need now one of them. We can simply make the half of that, and that's okay for me. So I delete that one and take here this and the windows itself, Shift D, place them there, and I delete the whole part on the right side. So B, box selection, and delete X. Good. There, all is done. That's fine. Good, so we have both versions and we can use both versions. Okay, so next one. That is really tricky again, because in one picture it looks straight, this window in front, in some pictures it looks round in the front. That is the question, what is right and what is wrong. Here you see it's up-bended. Here you see it's a straight line. So we will simply try what we can and look what comes out. So we bring that here more in, and that one too. Then we have a more round looking stuff. So for sure it must be then here connected to. Then I have seen, when you look from here, that is smaller than that one. That's not good. So we take that word there and then bring it out to get there the same size on all these parts. Then we take that word and make the same. The best is normally to go here up in the height to the same height. So that looks better. That is for the door later. The door is also not so easy, I can tell it to you, because it's a bended door in all directions you can imagine, and such things never be easy. As this door, it is here on that fitting, and then it's banded in this side and it's banded in this side to go here to the front. And yeah, such is not easy to handle. Good. But at first we try to make here the top close, file, save. That means we have to close here our Haley at the top. I moved them away that I can handle that all better. Then we have that here. That is our stuff for the roof. And we see that here must be leaned more there, that more there. That is every time check in your view what you see, what is different like it should. Then simply manually bring that in correction. Because of that I change so often the view and look from each side. Yeah, you need to do that to get there a good result. Good. Must now get them up, so take that whole loop there, extrude, and bring them there. Then I must think about it, extrude, and bring it to the X. Then we scale X0. Again, scale X0. Okay, now it works. Good. But it must be closed all in all, so we go till that last position there, and then we close that face with F. Good. When you look at the original, it's a little bit other bending here. So that means we take the whole top line and bring them more till the side, and we take this one here, well, and take them to the side too. So it comes and comes, but that here must come much more inside. So that one must come there, but this must come out. That one too, that one too. You must move manually around to get that really in a good shape. And that's not easy. For beginners it's nearly impossible to see such, to change such. But if more you try, as easier it will be. So we need here holes in, but before we do that I will close here the complete rest one. So that till there, extrude, bring it down. That's it. Here we have to close that also. We need two words here in. That means we need two loops. So Control R, make there two loops. Then we close up that here. That knot must be absolutely correct, because that's down under the rotor thing there, so nobody sees that. F to close and F to close. So that one is closed. That here nearly. Oh, yeah, that nobody sees too, so who cares? Good. Scale X0. No, but we can do it and then move it here. Good. As I said before, don't worry, we don't see that here later. So we have here too much loops, if you ask me. There are three. and it is a different count here from there to there. That is bad also. Good. But before we change there anything, I must look again what we have in the original. And a little bit banded from there, and then a hole in at the front. Okay. So must be round. That is not round. That needs to be round. And that needs to be rounder too. So that means we take this whole stuff here and bring them, not this word, bring them more there. Then we get here this whole line and bring them, oops, more there. And that here then more back. And then it should look nearly like it should. We can round up that here from the front, but we don't need, because the other thing comes there and that is round. So we don't need to. We look, that ones can be more there. Let's look from each side what is correct, what not. Good. We will open up this place here. Yeah, we can have luck or we can lose. So because of that, we try it simply. We take here edge selection and delete that edge, that, and that. X, delete edges. So we have a hole in there. It can be more to this side and more to that side. That means if we delete this whole part there, that looks good for me. So to make that, we go back, Control C, as far as we can there. Yep. So before we kill that all, we need that all to replace that later. So we take your circle selection and we get all this stuff we can delete later. So Shift D. Oops. And what? Shift D. Okay. Then P for separate the selection. So we have now that thing to plug that in later. So we have to open up again. I think it was this. Yep. When I now move that object, set origin to geometry, the mirror modifier should be disabled. Then we can place it there. It not fits completely correctly because here is no mean crease on it, and it needs mean crease to sharp up. So N mean crease. Now it sharpens up completely correctly, and that should be class. So we give them material, class, mark all, sign. It looks so wired because we are on the wrong view to see class correctly, and we see it later when it renders. Then we see it as clear class. Okay, good. File, save. Here we need the class material too, so class, edit mode, select all, assign. Good. Here too, edit mode A to select all, class assign. Good. File, save as, new version number 17 in this case. Good. Yeah, it gets harder and harder and harder, but it must be done. So now comes the window here and at least the door, and the door will be the heaviest one. So what we see there, the front window, it has one spike goes down. Here it is straight, there it is round, so who cares, we make our own thing. It don't have to be in the middle, it has to be there somewhere. So we look what we have there and what we can do there. Normally we should have the same loops that goes on there, but we don't have them. So we must find a way to bring in here these loops. There are two ways to do that. We can take here the whole thing and close it up and copy that out and then bring that in. That is the best way to do that. Or we can make here loops in that we have the same count like there, but when we do that we change the topology here, and then the whole helicopter looks other than before. Good. So that means we close that, incomplete. Best is when we work with clipping tool, but I try first to close it simply. I don't know if it works or not. I have to close, made work. Then Shift D, get them out. P to separate the selection. Now we can work on that. That's fine. Object, set the origin to geometry. Disable the mirror modifier, and it needs also the you know it, this, yeah, this, you know. Good. We have no straight lines here, so we need the same count from there as there. That's a real problem, because when we make there as much as there, the topology will here change. And that is our problem from the first time, but we try to get that. So we take that word, that edge, and subdivide them one time. So we have here 1 1 1 1. We need here 2 more, so we must subdivide this edge. Edge subdivide. We got 1 word more. We want to move them there away, so we select them, F3. Then we search for edge slide. So then we can move them there without destroying the topology. Then we take here this edge and say subdivide 2. So we have now 1 word more. Good. That means we can delete the face in it. So we take face selection, face, X, only faces. So that is now nothing in there. And now we close each one separate. After close, and we made that with all this stuff. The mean increase, I told you before that we must take them to sharpen up, so n and mean increase 1. So normally that should work. Maybe it can be that we must bend that in that direction, so we need then to loop there, but we will see that. So we can delete here this face now, x only tralali, and we can only faces, not tralali. So x dissolve edges. So that should fit at the one part, and the other part comes automatically then. And I think we can handle here this little disorder. That's not the problem. Good. We give them a shade smooth. That is good for now. We will change here. These ones are too deep into, so we can handle that there. Every time when you see a light gray and a dark gray is on the top, light and gray means it is too deep. So you can see when I plug them up, now it is okay. Then you have the right position for them. So easy it can be. Good. File, save. We have to give them thickness. You know, it's class. So extrude, bring them back. Why it rounds up? Because we have now new edges, and this edge is not increased. That is the problem. So we take each edge and n, and that was it. When you wonder why that shades that bad, it is normally straight faces, flat faces, but we can handle them at flat faces because there's a little bending in, and it will be rough when we take that other. So we work now with the loops again. So the shading will now be okay. Good enough for that. File, save. So what we have there for a mystery thing there? Mystery. But okay, who cares? Here it must be sharpened up. That is not okay. Maybe that is the point on that. There's something double, so we will see. And we increase and nothing happens. Yeah, that's fine. So that looks not so much better, but a little better. Good. I'm not so happy with that one because that is higher than the other ones. Maybe I plug them simply higher. I should. So good. C circle selection, get here this whole stuff upward. front view, and in the C direction we plug them up. Normally it should now be on the same height, but it isn't. What's the wonder? And here's something wrong. So we have to look at it with selection. Here too many at different heights. So we should mark them all and scale C0. So it is the same height at each one. Good. We have to close that. That is the problem, because word count is here rather than there. On this word count here we must find out what is needed, necessary, and what not. And that we can resolve to come there to a better result. Yeah. Good. But at first we let it like it is. Good. So we have done a lot, I think. When we put them back, now you will see that is the round part there that comes up there, and that makes then the difference later, but that all will be look good. I'm positive of that. So we let it for today and work them next time on it. So see you in the next tutorial. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye, and subscribe my channel please. Without that I must quit.